What happens at laser tag never stays at laser tag.
Laser Unfocused Tag Talk.
Laser Unfocused Tag Talk.
I feel like you could be like in Ghostbusters or something.
Oh my God, you have got some stories.
Let's talk about laser tag.
Who knew you were a laser tag legend?
Time to get laser unfocused. Tag Talk with Tivia.
Welcome to Laser Unfocused Tag Talk. Hi, I'm Tivia. Laser tag has a way of bringing people together, and for a father-son tag team duo, it's a particularly fun bonding activity. I'm chatting with a father-son tag team, and in this case, tag is, of course, laser tag. And welcome to Jerrod Yochum, a.k.a. Grumpy, and Braden Yochum, a.k.a. Papa Smurf. Thank you guys for joining me. It's great to talk with you again.
Same here. Good to see you. Last time we did was Armageddon.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe how much time sometimes passes between tournaments. But what's awesome is with laser tag, no matter how much time, it's like you're back with family all over again. Because yes, Crippy, you and I were on the same team at Armageddon, and
we were.
And Brayden and I have talked since then.
Yeah.
So, all right. Father and son bonding over tag, I think, is really cool. And I would love to know a little bit about how your journey began. And I'm just going to guess that it started with Jerrod, but correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me where the journey began for you, and how did Brayden come along for joining you with all this?
My journey started many moons ago at Laser Quest in Canton. I was, my gosh, almost 30 years ago. And went in one time and, played a couple games. Met up with a gentleman by the name of Clint. He went by the handle of Zap God, not to be confused with Clint that goes by Human Wizard. But, he took me aside, showed me how to play, and from then on I was hooked. Started running around with the guys across the country doing tournaments and all those other goodies. I ended up taking like a 3-4 year break after we moved to Georgia for my company. And then when we came back, of course, about 5-6 years later, COVID hit, and that did some unfortunate things to Laser Quest in general. But thankfully, the center's back open under a different name, but same equipment. So that is, been really good. Papa started when he was 9 or 10 with his birthday party there. He got in there right before COVID, had a blast. After they reopened, him and I went, and he's been playing ever since with us. So it's been a ton of fun to go every week and mess around, screw around, have some fun, play some games, tag some people, mess with the marshals a little bit, which is a long-standing tradition.
So, Brayden, how many years actually is that for you?
There you go.
5 for you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, Papa's only 15, oftentimes misconstrued for being in his mid-20s.
He's taller than you are now.
He is officially taller than me now, yes, and he reminds me of that every week when he shoots me over a wall.
All right. Now, something that has never come up in all the time I've known you guys is, where did you get your code names from?
You want to tell her where you got yours? Okay. I used to be St. Raphael many years ago, but when Laser Quest reopened and the marshals were having some fun, they nicknamed me Grumpy because I'm anything but grumpy, for those that know me. Maybe more sarcastic. And that was after I started as Papa Smurf, but somebody decided he was going to start stealing it every time. Papa Smurf, I started using his name many years ago. There was a gentleman by the name of John that was well known throughout Laser Quest, and he passed away sadly way too early. To me, that's how I keep the memory of him alive, is knowing that. And a lot of times Brayden reminds me of John. Incredibly smart. He can outthink any situation if he needs to. And it's stuck for him now.
Brayden, did you deliberately steal the name, or did you just really like it?
I wanted it because I was jealous. I wanted to be Papa's favorite.
All right. So Quest is where it started for you guys. But I remember, Jerrod, we met first when you took interest in the Armageddon tournament, and that opened up all sorts of worlds of different systems of laser tag. And I'm wondering, did you play any other systems before? And since then, what are some of your favorites?
I had not. It was 3 Armageddons ago when I first played, and I found out about it. One of the supervisors over at Laser Zone had mentioned about a private party for a tournament. And he's like, "Do you know any of these people?" And I'm like, "Gosh, I don't think so." But I did some search because the word Armageddon was on the reservation, and I came across Ricky Vega's name and sent him a random Facebook message, very awkward, to just say, "Hey, did you reserve a party for a tournament at Laser Zone?" He responded back and he said, "Hey, if you can find a team, offer yourself up and grab your ankles, you're more than welcome to try." And that was my first experience to QZAR, Zone, Blast, um, gosh, what other ones? Tron, and of course Storm. And through that tournament, I met a lot of great people. Absolutely loved it. And one of them invited me to come over to George's Arena on a Thursday night, and we did. And since then, both Papa and I have been playing Storm also as our secondary system.
Very good. So, what are your favorites amongst the systems that you've played?
Uh, you want to go first on that one?
Storm.
Storm. Not Quest. You're breaking my heart here, son.
Well, I like beating you in Storm.
Yeah.
You can have more than one.
Yeah. He definitely has me in Storm.
I'm getting there in Quest. You're getting your butt whooped some days.
No. I just
Last
take your
week.
battery. Old antiques. For me, it's Quest will always be first and foremost, but I do love Storm. I like Zone for the high need of teamwork, and we don't get to play it here between Geddons because there's no arenas that'll do it, but Force for Space Marines. Absolutely love playing Space Marines, just not the opportunity, so it ends up being a once a year Geddon item.
Very good. Well, I'm glad that you found us and glad that you got to experience some of those different systems and glad that Brayden started joining you with this because, like I say, I think that it's awesome that for you guys, this is a father-son bonding kind of activity. So I'll start with Brayden and ask, what are the ways that you have found that this is really good for spending time with dad?
The road trips. The road trips are always fun because you get into a whole bunch of shenanigans.
Dare I ask?
Sure.
Shenanigans? No such thing in laser tag.
I got to train him right now.
It's also the competitiveness between me and Grumpy because I always want to beat him and he always wants to beat me. And of course, I always win. He only wins when he cheats, you know.
Cheating in tag?
Yeah, no such thing.
All right. Well, let's flip this. And Grumpy, what do you like about being able to use tag to spend time with your son?
It's just that time. I mean, it's amazing. I don't know where the time's gone that now I've got this little giant behind me that is not the little boy I once held my arm all night long or things like that. But it's the fact of just getting to spend time with him. Put him through some of the shenanigans I did and was part of years ago. Just good old-fashioned fun that tends to go in with the tag community, whether it's practical jokes, whether it's just spending time with other people. One thing that's always been great about the tag community is there's very little judgment. Of course, there's always some of it. There's no completely, non-judgment space, but it's a lot like NASCAR in ways. Everybody goes in there, cheers for their driver. They want to win, but when they come out, they're all high-fiving each other and talking about the great moments of the game or frustrations. And being able to do that with him is just, I absolutely love it. And hard to say, seeing him be better than me and get better than me,
I am better than you. What are you talking about?
Close. You still haven't stole my battery yet out of my pack.
Yeah, because you run away every time I do.
It's the old Quest trick. You reach behind, take the battery out of the pack, and run.
I didn't hear that at all.
Don't worry. The look on the marshal's face when you give them the battery, say you found it, and walk away is fantastic. They don't know what to do about it.
All right, let me ask you, do you find that it is better for your relationship when you're on the same team or when you're competing against each other on different teams?
What do you think, Papa? That's a tough one.
I think it's the same team because if we're not on the same team, we argue about it, saying like what moments are better and who tagged each other the most and who got their butts whooped. So I think the same team because then we can coordinate together. Since, yeah,
I'd say both. It's fun to have that, competitiveness against them, but also it's fun to work with them, and coordinate regardless of the system. So I find joy in both.
Well, with laser tag, it definitely has appeal across a lot of different demographics. And some people like it for the birthday parties, like where Brayden started, and some people prefer it for a competitive activity. I think I can probably guess your answer, but what is it amongst amongst the things that make it enjoyable? What do you like most? Is it the competitive aspect, or is there something more?
What do you like most?
I think it's the competitive aspect of trying to beat my dad.
I had a feeling that's where you were going to go with that.
For me, it's to see what kind of chicanery I can start. I mean, with this many years, there's a lot of tricks, odd things that have been done in our past. Some we can talk about, some are best not talked about because there were no cameras then. In today's world, for a lot of places, people don't understand or realize or remember some of the things we did yesteryear that were just plain funny.
Okay. Want to give me an example that's okay to talk about? I just feel like I need to put some boundaries on you, Grumpy, just because we know
That
each
is probably a great thing. I mean, I remember some of the hotels we were asked never to return to, of course, going to tournaments as teams and stuff. But we were very fond of Red Roof Inns because they would have multiple buildings. For those of you that were part of Geddon a couple of years back, it was a different time with Red Roof Inn than our experience. But there was a lot of water balloons that went flying between the two buildings. And we'll just leave that at that.
Okay.
Or inside the arena, just doing goofy
Taking
things.
rings off a laser and fighting for it.
Yeah, just remove parts of the laser and doing weird things like that. Fixing a pack,
And
turning it into a god pack.
Things we can talk about that aren't going to get anybody in trouble here.
Not too much. Run around with your pack unplugged and people still trying to hit you, or with the demo pack for the briefing room, and watch people get really upset because you won't go down, and they think you're shooting them, and it's the person behind them. Good clean fun, mostly.
All right. What's the most fun experience you guys have had together at TAG?
Which
Go ahead.
It would definitely be the time most recently that I cornered the Marshals, talked them into playing a team game, cornered them, and all of them came out in the equivalent of negatives. And they had never seen anything quite like a traditional player because they had just reopened and they're a bunch of teenagers, and they thought that they understood what tag was until I showed up, and they immediately realized that they didn't know what they were doing.
You were doing some schooling there.
Right, I was doing some schooling. So now they all invite their friends down, and then they do the same thing to them. They talk them into a team game, a tower lock, and, say we'll give them a 1,000-point lead. We did that just this past weekend. The three of us against 8 or 9 of them, and we. Yeah. Oh yeah. I said the three of us. Another old school player was there. Those poor guys walked out 3,000 in the hole without their 1,000 points. The look at their face when they realize that they made a poor life decision is fun.
Going to tag is never a poor decision ever. But I got to ask you, though.
Yeah.
Do you find, because I find this sometimes, if I walk into a briefing room and there's a whole lot of younger kids like Braden's age, teenagers or college kids, and I walk in, nobody suspects that I know what I'm doing. Do you experience the same thing? Are you like the hidden? Yeah, it's sort of a surprise. You take him by surprise.
Yeah, absolutely.
They just think he's just an old man. Needs a walker, needs to walk around, needs a wheelchair.
Do you lean into that? Do you like to kind of catch them by surprise?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've lied more about being a first-time player than anything else. I've multiple times, walking in, do you know what you're doing? I have no clue what's going on. Those type of statements. My favorite is, people come around the corner and I'll scream like I'm completely scared, or sneak up behind them and go, "This only vibrates for 3 seconds." Good old fashioned fun.
Now, what would you say is the most rewarding part of playing laser tag together as father and son?
What's most rewarding for you?
Be winning. The scorecard that they maybe give out. Never anymore.
They don't even have a printer anymore there.
Hey, Storm's got one.
For me, it's just being able to spend time doing something, that not only comes from my past, but something that Brayden really enjoys an awful lot. So, the Thursdays and the Saturdays that we play every week, I couldn't ask for more.
Are there any aspects of playing against your son or against your dad that you find to be challenging? Because I can tell that you're very competitive with each other.
Mainly getting shot over walls, because he's like the only one that can shoot me over walls. But usually I can figure out how to spock any laser to shoot him where he can't hit me.
So the fact that you guys are both redwoods, that's where you have that unique challenge against each other and against everybody else, or everybody else has that against you.
Yeah, the ability to shoot over walls definitely is an advantage. Unfortunately, I did start to feel like I was running out of tricks to show him when he was able to start shooting over the walls quite effectively. So I still pull one out of my arse every now and then to surprise him with, but he's definitely the next generation of fantastic players, in my opinion.
What advice would you like to give to others who might like to get into the laser tag scene? You found your way. How would you advise others?
Just go play and have fun. Don't take it too seriously.
Don't quit.
Yeah, don't quit. We see a lot of players nowadays. They walk in and they get hit 2 or 3 times, and then the laser goes in the holster, and they just pull out their phone and walk around. Whatever. Have fun with it. You're going to get tagged. That's the point of it. You're going to tag a few people. That's the point of it.
It's okay not to come out first.
Yeah. There's been entire games where I came out probably last because it was a game full of little kids, and they think that they got you, whether it was that child or the one behind. Give them a fist bump and say, "Wow, that's really awesome," and maybe they see you from a previous game where you walked out and you had high score or whatever, and they just to them that's the whole world, that I got the really good guy, and they're running away. I got him.
We had that last week.
We did have that last week. So yeah, just have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. Competitive is great, but only a handful of people are going to be the top best individuals out there, and I feel privileged to have seen many of them. Of course, know them. Uh, I don't have the expectation I'll beat them, but I'm sure going to have a lot of fun with them.
That's awesome. I think that's a great takeaway to build up those kids, really help them with their self-esteem, because it should be fun. It should be something that we're growing the next generation. And in your case, very literally. Now, I'd love to know from each of you, what is your own personal favorite laser tag memory from anywhere in your years of doing this? Brayden, have you got a special memory?
Come on. Beating you in Storm at Armageddon.
Yeah, I figured that was coming. Yes, but we beat you in Qzar in day one, and was undefeated on day one. We just fell apart.
In Qzar.
And there
Force.
goes the and Force. Yeah. Oh yeah. There was a lot of pain in day 2 and 3 for us, but I'm going to hang on to day 1 as long as I can. So for me, it's tag related, but not so much. This goes back into the early days when we would all get there, and the usual gang was over at Quest in Canton, and there was a certain individual that owned a Mustang. He went by Mustang, and he backed his Mustang right up to the doors, locked his brakes, and left a little bit of rubber in front of the center, but all the smoke in the center, and it smelled like smoke for a very long time. Fantastic. It's great.
All right. Those are the one-off things that happen that you just never forget. And I think that a lot of the love of tag is built not just from what happens in the arena, but what happens outside. And it sounds like you guys have had some awesome experiences.
Yeah, the outside the arena is as much a part of enjoying tag as in the arena. In the arena you can talk a little smack, you can, goof off, you can do a lot of that. Out of the arena, you bond even more, because now it's the storytelling time, it's the replay time, it's the experiences, it's watching the bigger characters of the group, be just that characters. It's fantastic.
Awesome. Well, I've enjoyed really learning a little bit more about your backgrounds and how you got into this. And I love to end things with a little bit of rapid fire tag talk. But when there's more than one person, the rule is you can't use the same answer. So are you guys game? And can you come up with different answers, you think?
Sure.
All right. Who's going first? Papa or Grumpy?
Papa.
Okay. Quick questions to you, quick answers back. Papa, what is your favorite laser tag arena besides your own home site?
The Wyomissing Tron Center.
Okay, same question to you, Grumpy. Favorite that's not your own home.
Yeah, mine would have to be George's Arena out in Warren, since it's my second home.
It's your second home, but we'll let that answer go because he's got an awesome arena and we want to give a shout out to George. So, yes, I'd say that's your home site now, but maybe you have two. I had two for a while.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. All right, back to Papa. Favorite prize or souvenir that you've won from any laser tag event?
The Armageddon first place medal.
Very good. Congratulations on that, too. And what about you, Grumpy? Favorite prize or souvenir?
Favorite prize and souvenir was being my third place medal that you and I both won, where we tied with the other team statistically dead heat.
All the activators.
That was pretty awesome to be part of a little bit of history there. All right, Papa, coolest person you've ever met through laser tag?
I don't know. Corbin.
Okay. Corbin's a cool kid, absolutely. How about you, Grumpy? Coolest person?
the biggest, loudest character and the one that often needs the most censored for F-bombs, a Sakura.
That could have described a lot of people up until like, absolutely.
I could listen to her all day long outside the arena because she's just plain funny. I mean, just period, the end.
She rocks. All right. Papa, favorite snack at the concession stand when there is one?
From a concession stand?
A tag when there is one.
Never gotten anything from a concession stand.
Yeah, you usually steal mine.
Oh, George's site has an awesome one. I know it's technically the movie theater, but boy, when we play over at his site, best concession.
Pizza. They're George's Pizza.
Okay. And
Mine is
Grumpy?
just candy. Candy. I don't care what it is. Find me a candy bar. Find me 8 of them. Maybe 9. Occasionally 10.
He needs the sugar rush. Okay.
I'm old.
Papa's favorite brand of what? You want me to say? Otherwise, he was waiting for me to disagree. Brayden, should I disagree with him? I'm old too. I got you.
You're 29. I learned that from my father. No one's over
29. I forgot.
Yes.
All right. Papa Smurf, favorite brand of We Never Run in the Arena shoes? Because we never run in the arena. So what shoes do you wear when you're walking respectfully in the arena?
Grumpy shoes. So Brooks.
Okay.
Yeah. He steals
I'm a
my
Brooks
shoes
fan.
now. Pretty much whatever shoes I have on at the time. Because, shoes are optional. If it's an old pair, you need to blow the rubber out of the bottom. Hey, keep running.
All right. And Papa, what is your best reason to play laser tag?
To be grumpy.
Feeling persecuted here.
He has a one-track mind. I'm laser unfocused. His track is laser focused on you.
It's narrowly focused. Mine is just be around everybody. Be around friends. I identify more with tag players from across the country through Getting than I do most any other group that I have to deal with on a regular basis when we're not together.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that I could be among the people who got to meet you guys and that we've played together and had some awesome experiences. And I want to thank you for taking some time to talk some tag. And I cannot wait until the next time we get to play together.
Yep. We're still looking for a team for Armageddon.
There you go. Put that pitch out there.
I would put that pitch out. Preferably the same team so I can't get smack talk to me from a mini-me.
I'll figure out a way.
Taller me.
Excellent. Well, until then, it's been great to talk with you guys, and I thank you very much. Those are my guests, Papa Smurf and Grumpy, a.k.a. Braden and Jerrod Yochum. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, Tivia.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Laser Unfocused Tag Talk. Listen for more episodes on the first and third Friday of each month. Want to be a guest on an upcoming episode? Find out more and follow my blog and website at TiviaChickLovesLaserTag.com.